Let's bring in Mr. Kiefer Sutherland because he's here. Please welcome the one and only Kiefer Sutherland. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Very well. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Good to see you.
I like your glasses.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I like them.
I need them quite bad.
Yeah, but they're good. I like them.
Thank you very much.
That's a man who's wearing glasses and not hiding it.
Well, they're actually.
But I mean that in a nice way.
They're good glasses.
Yeah, of course you did.
Sure. When did you get into town?
I got in last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you slept?
Not really.
Sorry.
We're shooting a show called Touch in the U.S. I finished that at about 5:30. Got on a plane to London at about 8:30.
Oh my God.
Got off here and then we did the Jonathan Ross show last night. We had a screening last night.
Right.
Q&A, and then we had a little dinner.
Nice.
And
A quiet dinner, obviously.
pretty quiet. Had a drink with some friends from here.
Nice.
Got to bed, stared at the ceiling for a while, got up and came to see you.
You look
I'm
remarkably fresh, though.
Bless your heart, it's all going to fall apart in a couple hours.
You look very, very well, sir.
Thank you.
Very well.
Thanks.
You know? He's 63.
I
Kiefer
know.
Sutherland,
He
and
looks
look at
really
him.
good on it.
It's like a man in his late 30s.
The inside parts, there's certain parts that probably are 63.
So when was the last time you were back in town? Do you get
Last time I saw you.
So that's 3
Yeah.
years ago.
Closer, 2.5, yeah.
Okay,
But
well,
it was at the end of 24, and we were here for a while. You and I got to sit and chat for almost an hour and a bit.
Well, I liked it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm looking forward
Made
to
me come back.
I'm looking forward to going for one of those quiet dinners with you.
From what I understand, our dinner would not be quiet.
And you don't drink. You've never drunk. You've always been.
No, I like you. I do like a drink. I wish I liked the drink and didn't want to ever get drunk. They kind of go hand in hand with me. But no, I work quite hard, and then if I've got some time with some friends, it seems to expedite the evening. And no, I love to sit and have a drink. It's when I actually know that I'm not working.
Yeah.
And
But you do. The thing is, you do work hard. And I was reading some stuff about you only last night, just to kind of find out what the drinking status was, because somebody said, "Oh, he doesn't drink anymore," and I'm like, "Does he or does he not?" And I kind of read up on stuff, and the one thing that I found, with the two stories I was finding was, number one, when you have a drink, you have a drink, and when you work, you work.
Yeah.
And you're literally full on. And with this schedule, because I read something and I thought I'd read it wrong, which was you talking about the possibility of doing a 24 movie.
Yeah, we're going
And I didn't realise that you basically said, and you can say it while you're here rather than me just quote you, because you're still filming Touch.
Yeah.
And then when that finishes, you would have literally a window to film the 24 movie. And then when that finishes,
go straight back
next to the second season of Touch, which is, that's full on.
Well, but it's not so bad if it's something you're enjoying doing.
Right.
My experience with Touch has been phenomenal, and as a counterpoint to 24, for me as an actor, it's been amazing. But I've wanted to make the 24 movie for a very, very long time. And again, there's so many moving pieces that are out of my control. But hopefully we're going to be able to do it. We have a fantastic script, and we're talking to directors that I'm very excited about right now. So it's certainly closer than ever.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you very much.
Touch starts on Sky One on Tuesday, the 20th of March at 8 o'clock. And I watched the first episode yesterday. A little preview DVD. And I think it's brilliant.
Oh,
now,
thank you.
And I'll be honest, I put it on. It's written by Tim Kring, who did Heroes, which I loved. And then, so I put it on, and I'm like, okay, this is good. I don't really know much about it, and I like that. I like to watch a show when I don't really know, and people go, oh, don't tell me. Let me just get into it and see what happens. And so I watch it, and the intro, there's a little introduction to the show, which doesn't really tell you much, but you go, okay, this is interesting. And I'd say I'm about 20 minutes in, and I'm like, I don't really know what's going on. I'm like, I can't work out who's good, who's bad.
Right.
What's going on? I'm liking that character, and if you're going to take me down the wrong road and the character's bad, I'll be angry at the show.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, something happens, or a couple of things happen, and I go, brilliant.
Yeah.
And I love a show like that. I feel when you put a bit of effort in, and then you feel rewarded at the end. And highest compliment, I suppose, is as soon as it finished, I'm like, if I had the second one, I'd watch it straight away.
Well, I felt the same way when I read it. I was doing a play on Broadway that championship season, and someone who I worked with for a very long time said, I've got a script for you that you have to read, and I was quite busy with the play, and I said, well, what is it? And they said, well, it's a television show. It's called Touch. And I said, I'm not interested. I mean, I've just finished basically 10 years doing 24, and I had an amazing experience, and television was certainly something I was open to doing down the line. But I had just gotten my kind of freedom back. And then I found out Tim Kring had written it, and it was being produced by Peter Chernin, who was the head of Fox when we first started 24.
Right.
And so out of respect, I felt that I had to read it. And I was around page 32 when I went, oh, no.
You've been sucked in.
And it was just that good. And then I kept thinking, you know, well, there's 40 more pages. Maybe it'll fall apart.
Right.
And it just got better and better. And I really had to kind of realize that this was not something I was going to be comfortable with in September, sitting on the sidelines watching. And, you know, I spent 20 years, I think, in my career missing certain opportunities because I had a very rigid schedule. And the reality is we have to work on opportunities schedule. Opportunity does not work on ours. And so it was just something that I wanted to do. But it was how clever the script was in how it reveals this concept of interconnectivity, and how something that me and my son could go through in the U.S. would have a resounding effect to someone in Iraq or Ireland or Japan. And that was the thing that really drew me to it.
It's very clever, and I do like a show where I have worked something out. By the way, because you feel really smug when you've worked something out, completely ignoring the fact that it's a TV show, it's written so that they are feeding you clues. But when you work it out after being fed enough clues, you go, I've worked this out. You haven't really.
Yeah.
They're like that. They're pushing you in front of the answer.
Well, but you're in the ballpark.
Yeah, I really like it, and
Thank you very much.
I think everybody should watch it. And as I say, I think it's worthwhile if you put it on. You go, I don't really get this. That's fine.
But I think all new series have an element. They have to sort of scene set and do all the establishment stuff at the beginning, and then suddenly it clicks.
Well, if you look
that's the trick with the first episode of anything, is that
it's never representative.
You are stuck with laying out the groundwork for the rest of the season and ultimately for the rest of the series.
Yeah. And there are so many TV shows where you could look and go, there are things that you would have changed in theory. For example, 24, season 1, right? When they didn't know if they would ever have a season 2.
Right.
Or I believe at that point, even an episode 24, because I don't think it was, but
we got picked up for the first 13.
Yeah.
And when we actually got, and this is true, when we got picked up for the back 11 episodes, one of the head writers, the guy who invented it, Joel Surnow, looked at me and said, I don't know if we know how to finish this.
Yeah.
And it was my first experience in television. It was the first time my face went absolutely white and went, you're joking, right? He went, no, I have no idea how to end this. And I said, well, you better start working on that.
There is a part of the storyline in season 1 of 24, unless I've got this wrong, but you'll tell me if I'm right or wrong, where Kim, without giving it away, Kim, Jack Bauer's daughter, gets kidnapped. And then a few episodes later, escapes from the kidnappers. Only for another episode later, she gets caught again.
Caught again,
and you just kind of go, you can't, if you were writing that now, you'd go, no, that's just, because that just, that's like some kind of Benny Hill farce.
Beyond incredible.
Yeah.
How long are you in the UK for? So
leave today.
Wow.
It's a quick trip. One of the things, and we'll come back and talk about it, we will be the first show to do a global launch. So you will be seeing it in the UK as the same time, or roughly within a few days, of the release in the US, and the same in Africa, the same in South America, the same in Russia. So it's a really exciting time. It's never been done before.
It's not on yet anywhere.
I'm sorry? No.
No. I've
it.
seen episode 1.
No, yeah, it's gonna.
So I just assumed it had already been running in the States.
No, it's the first time it's gonna go out.
It's more than 100 countries.
Yeah.
It gets released pretty much at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah, and what's really cool about it is, in the States, and television has changed so much. I mean, we went from having 3 stations 20 years ago to now having over 500. And so the audiences are really kind of splintered. And if you get a couple million people to watch what you're doing, you're in pretty good shape. But we have the potential of having 100 million people at the same time watching something.
Yeah.
And so what's really cool about it is whether it's the Touch website or whether it's Touch on Facebook or all of those things, you can have a conversation about the show with someone in Africa, or you can have the conversation with someone in Moscow, and we will help correlate kind of the information. So if you like the show for this reason, we'll hook you up with someone that liked the show for the same reason, or we'll put two groups of people together and say, if you guys want to argue, you have the complete opposite opinion of this and that. And I think on some level, certainly within the context of the show, to be able to connect people from around the world to have the one thing to talk about, which would be the show, and at least use that to begin a conversation. You couldn't find a better show to do that with, so it's kind of exciting.
There is the show as well, by the way, which I don't think we've said, is it's in different parts of the world at the same time. Things are happening, so it jumps from...
Oh, I see, okay.
It jumps from LA to New York to Dublin. Right. And then it jumps somewhere else. And then it
goes to Iraq.
So the nature of the show actually suits the global launch.
See?
Right,
yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And you're flying back to where are you going? Back to New York?
No, Berlin tonight.
Sure.
Then Madrid the next night. Then Moscow the night after that. And then back to Los Angeles, and then back to New York. Yeah.
Wow.
So nice and quiet.
And all in 6 days, actually.
Your air miles must be through the roof.
Yes, yeah. The rest of my family has great holidays.
Good. So they should.
Lots of upgrades.
You'd be so they go, don't forget, it's little cousin Tommy's birthday. And you go, just give him 5,000 air miles and a card. It's fine. So you're going to miss one of the guys from upstairs, Stephen McIntosh. It is leaving drinks tonight. You're going to miss it.
What time?
What time Stephen's leaving drinks?
My flight back.
Let me figure this out.
I think, Kiefer, it's about 6:30-ish, something like that.
Well, we might be able to stick our head in and have one and say good luck. Wouldn't want to be rude.
I love that you walk in and go, Stephen, I'm so sorry you're leaving.
No. Thank you.
Are you on? Do you do the Twitter? Are you on the Twitter?
I actually am, and I Twitter about once a month. I certainly don't, say, oh, okay, I just got out of the shower, and then 10 minutes later, oh, I'm walking out the door. I don't do that. I've made the mistake of kind of saying, well, I'll wait till I have something clever to say, and then 3 months went by. And then I kind of had to Twitter back, well, haven't thought of anything yet, but hi.
But do you read more than you tweet? Like, are you a bit of I know a lot of people who don't really tweet much, but they look at it a lot.
They observe.
I do, and the people that I've, because I do have my own Twitter account, and the people that have been on my account have actually been really nice. I've heard that it can get quite nasty out there. But one of the funniest tweets I've heard in a long time is in Touch. I am the father of a special needs child, and my son doesn't talk. And there was a guy who, at the end, they had a sneak preview of the pilot episode in the States, and some guy tweeted Jack Bauer could make that kid talk, and it made me laugh a lot. So I think people can be very funny in 160 characters or less.
There is when. A few years ago on Twitter, I would say like 98% of the people on there, 99%, it's all good. And then you get the odd kind of idiot. This year, the new year has brought a lot of new idiots to Twitter. I would say it's about 85% now are good, and 15% are just...
the haters.
Yeah, well... Out of the haters, there's actually a couple of percent of them are actually very funny.
Well, that's the problem is the haters generally are really funny, even if it's at your own expense. And you kind of going, that really wasn't mean. And then you spend about 5 minutes kind of dealing with some hurt feelings, and then you look at your friend and go, man, I wish I'd thought of that. Yeah. That was really funny.
Some of it's really odd, though. I put on Twitter last night the fact that, my daughter got good results from her school, and I had all these replies going, oh, well done, well done. And I had this one obscene,
I'm sorry.
I know, it wasn't you. This obscene response that was just horrible. But then when you click click upon this person's account and you go through, and they have just been sending obscenities and the most offensive things to anyone they can.
Yeah.
It's just, and I don't understand the people who obviously sit in a bedroom somewhere and just get something out of just being deeply offensive.
They don't think anyone's. They think me and my brother were talking about this yesterday. And my brother said, which is a great line. Those kind of people think the internet only exists in their bedroom.
Yeah,
they don't think for 1 second, realistically think that someone on the other side of the world is going to read it and it have any effect. But I sent a tweet out last night going, my new TV show starts on Sunday at 6. It's really funny. If you want to watch it, or if you can't watch it, record it, Sky Plus it, whatever, and it's still good. And I read one of the replies which just said, no. That was it.
Yeah, but that's funny, though.
Well, and what's really funny is that privately, your show could be a huge success, and secretly in the back of your mind, you will be wondering, God, I really hope that guy actually did watch it.
I wonder if that guy watched it.
But the chances
it's the one out of the 100 that says something kind of snarky at you that you just wish, I wish they understood. Maybe they don't get me yet.
And the chances are they would as well, because it's the same as people who send abusive text messages or whatever into the show, yet these people are listening every single day.
Right.
So you think, if you hate us so much, then why are you committing this time?
The human condition, it's just a mystery, isn't it?
It is just
odd.
Well, listen, I was, on my notes that I've made, one of them was saying we should hang out together, but obviously now you're flying off around the world.
Well, I am coming back if everything goes as planned.
Well, I'll come to America because that's obviously easier.
Yeah.
And then, when you're filming, I imagine there's a big trailer with your name on it, and while you're filming, this luxurious trailer is empty. I just go hang in there.
Awesome.
Wicked.
Awesome. No, because I think the last time I was here, you and I, the next time we were supposed to meet, we were supposed to we could do our work like this morning, and then when you're finished, we'll go to a pub and
discuss the psychological aspects of acting and broadcasting.
I could have a meat pie and a whiskey, and you could have your lady's beer.
And then you both...
And we could make a night of it.
And then phone in sick the next day.
And then the next day I'll be riddled with guilt and end up doing double training
You'll phone
sessions.
in sick, I'll take over your show.
You can do that.
Yeah.
You can come in and do it.
Spin records from the 80s. We'll have the white snake hour.
Oh, my God, really?
Yeah.
Well, okay. In that case, I'm definitely coming in tomorrow. Yeah. Well, look, I think you've got to go. When does Kiefer have to go? Now. Right. Hi, how are you? There you go. Okay, so, good luck with the flight.
Thank you very, very much.
I know you're flying all over the place. Yeah. And keep in touch.
Absolutely, no. And thanks for having me, and I always look forward to this. And if people get a chance to watch the show, I hope you enjoy it. But if you do watch it, do go online after, because I think that's going to be a really cool aspect, that you're going to be able to chat with a lot of different people from around the world. You can talk about why you liked it or why you didn't like it.
I'll tell you something else which is nice as well, and this is, I don't know if you'll get this as much as we will, but you're British Canadian, so maybe you will. In a lot of these TV, there is in the first episode, there is somebody who is from Dublin, and there's somebody who is English.
Yeah.
And unbelievably, in a massive turnaround, and I believe the first in American television, the man from Dublin sounds like he's from Dublin, and the person who's English doesn't sound like they're from Mary Poppins.
Oh, good.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's actually really good.
Mary.
Yeah.
Because I heard this fella going, God, you're a great singer. And I'm like, oh, my God, really? Please tell me he's meant to be Irish. And then he mentions the fact that they're in Dublin. I'm like, oh, phew.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was... I have still... What Dick Van Dyke did to a Cockney accent is still one of the great mysteries of in acting to me. Hello, Mary. I mean, it's something else.
I think isn't there an episode of Heroes where they're in England, and I think there's a bar brawl or something.
Yes,
and
there
they're
is.
either Irish or English, and the accents are like, oh, holy Jesus, really? Oh, my God, is that really? Because I do worry that a lot of Americans, especially Americans who have never left the United States, do believe
about
that
75%.
Yeah.
they do believe that all English people, oh, my darling, they talk like that, and they all have bad teeth. And that's just what I worry about. And then when I turn up and go, all right, smile at them, they go, yeah.
Everything we learned was true.
Well, the problem is we have two products in the U.S. that have had commercials, certainly for the last 40 years since I've been alive. And one of them is Irish Spring Soap, and the other is Lucky Charms. And,
Is Lucky Charms a breakfast
which is a cereal, yeah. And the Lucky Charms ad is hearts, moons, clovers, Lucky Charms, they're good for you. And it's the worst Irish accent you've ever heard. And then Irish Spring is just a, ooh, look, it's going to make you clean, Irish Spring. And so the dialect information, unfortunately, that a lot of the Americans or Yanks are getting is just not fair to begin with.
Well, I love it. And also, one of the greatest things in New York is going to all the Irish bars around there. And if you actually spot somebody who's Irish in an Irish bar, I believe they get kicked out because, you know, it's almost good. And there's a great Irish bar near the Statue of Liberty in New York, which has a sign outside which proudly displays that Danny Boy is banned in that.
Oh, good. Then that's a real Irish
believing
bar.
that every Irish person sings Danny Boy in the first place, which is brilliant. I love it. Well, Touch is on Tuesday, 20th of March at 8 o'clock on Sky One. So you do watch it. It's really good. And good luck with it. And good luck with 24, the movie. And then going straight back into season 2 of Touch.
Yeah.
Which
well, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, I love it to see you.
Cheers. Really good to see you, and hopefully we will see you soon.
Yeah, next time.
Thanks for having me.
We'll have that meeting and heavy discussion about pies and girls' drinks.
That's right. So you have to pick the place because, unfortunately, I can never. The ones that I have found that I've really loved, I can never find my way back to them.
Right.
which only means that they were successful.
Do you like
successful evenings? But I can.
Do you like a quiet bar or a rowdy bar or a noisy bar or somewhere kind of in the middle?
I'm not. I don't like the clubbing. Once I start hearing.
Right.
I'm in
more of
trouble.
a bar.
But I like a bar with a good jukebox.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know the place to take you.
Awesome.
I really do know the place to take you.
Okay, good.
And you'll never find your way back either, so it'll be perfect. You'll be roaming around the streets of London.
Evening from there.
Hello?
Look who woke up in the park.
Again.
Good to see you, man. Kiefer Sutherland, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you guys very much.
You are welcome, sir.